Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on June 30th, 2023. It is Friday. I like to call that Feel Good Friday because today is all about the good vibes and getting ready for the weekend. We're going to be going into the July 4th weekend, believe it or not, and I am really excited about that. I hope that you're looking forward to the weekend. I hope that you're planning to have a good time with cookouts and, hot dogs, hamburgers, all that kind of stuff. I want to let you know that if you are looking for some motivation, for some inspiration, for some information, for a little help to get moving on your health and fitness journey, I am here and I am available to chat with you. You can send me a message at any time. And if you look in the comments, you will see homegymhustleheroes.com/join. You can join my challenge group, and we will work out together twice a week, all July long, 7:30, Mondays and Fridays. We will get together, virtual workouts over Zoom, and I hope that you can come join me and be part of it. I'm really excited about it. But listen, don't beat yourself up over the weekend, and don't work too hard on being super strict. Give yourself a little grace. Have a little bit of fun. Make sure that you have some hot dogs, hamburgers, and all that all-American good stuff. I hope you really, really enjoy it. So, what I want to talk about today, I want to talk about something cool for all of you parents out there, for everybody out there that's got kids. And one of the problems that people tell me a lot is when it comes to kids and some of the overwhelming aspect of having kids is the problem of finding something for them to do. And I'm going to give you a little bit of advice that I think will help you and them out quite a bit. And that is to simply let your kids be bored. I know you're going to balk at that because as kids, you could probably think back to when you were a kid and you think how miserable it was when you were bored and you didn't have anything to do. But if you sit and think about it, those are the times that you did your most creative things. And those are the times when you came up with games, you hunted for friends, or you invented games in the backyard, or you practiced a musical instrument, or practiced your drawing, or some other art that you were working on. It was in those moments of boredom that you really began to expand yourself, expand your knowledge, expand who you were, and explore different avenues, whether it be reading, writing, playing outside, nature, all that kind of stuff comes from being bored. And kids today, parents are very guilty of trying to keep kids busy all the time, whether it be in some kind of organized sport, or worst of all, most terrifying of all, is throwing a tablet or a phone or something like that in their hands and just saying, go have fun. Now, we are super guilty of that ourselves. So parents are just like that. The modern adults, myself included, find ourselves staring at our phones all the time. People have like crooked necks, like this, where they kind of hunch over all the time because they're constantly staring at their phone. They don't sit up straight. They don't stand up straight. It's really disastrous for your health. And you get that kind of addictive dopamine hit type approach every time you search for social media. They call it doom scrolling even, nowadays. Just that kind of searching for the next hit, the next little tidbit of dopamine that you get from seeing something that you think is interesting or cool. Now, there's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with video games. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, all that kind of stuff, in moderation. Moderation. Everything comes down to moderation, right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying those things, okay? But it's important. It's very important to remember that what you really need to do is allow for that boredom. Allow for that chance to explore. And it applies to you just as much as it applies to your kid. It's a real part of mental health and mental stability. I remember several years back, I took my boys to a playground, and we were at this playground. They were running and they were climbing up the slides and sliding down and swinging on the swings and all that kind of stuff. And I saw this little girl, was probably 6 or 7 years old, was sitting on the bench over in the corner just poking around on a tablet. And I thought that was the saddest thing I'd ever seen in my life, because here was this big, vibrant place with all these kids running and playing, and here she was all by herself. And now I don't want you jumping on me and saying, hey, well, you know what? She was an introvert. She doesn't like to play. She doesn't like to get out there. Hey, listen, human beings are social animals. Now, there's a degree to that. Some people are more social than others. That's where introverts come in. But that doesn't mean that they're not social. It's not healthy to sit and stare at a screen. You're not going to talk me out of that no matter what you say. You're not going to talk me out of the idea that sitting and staring at a screen is better for you or is okay to do for hours and hours on end. I mean, just look at the apps and the tools and the things that are available to you these days. You actually have apps that will record how much time you spend on apps, because people know this. People know that this type of behavior is unhealthy. People know that this kind of behavior is not good for you. They know it. And they try to stop it. So don't even start with the, well, it's not that bad kind of stuff. You need to instill these look, our parents they didn't need to instill these kinds of habits into us. They did to a certain degree, because I can remember kids, when I was a kid, parents would tell their kids, quit watching TV, go outside and play. Quit doing this, go outside and play. That kind of stuff. I absolutely did hear that kind of stuff. So that was definitely a part of it, but it's not a part of it but that was like television, right? So that was dealing with television, okay? Now they've got like a television in their hand. So it's important to understand that these habits that they're building now, that they need to build habits of being able to be bored, of being comfortable with being bored, so that they can explore the world. And the same applies to you. The same applies to adults. The same applies to everyone. You need to be able to be comfortable in boredom. And I've been making a little bit of a point out of it this week with doing nothing and trying to do nothing and being comfortable with doing nothing, because it's a really good way to be, and it's overall mentally healthy. So don't be afraid of boredom. Don't be afraid of your kids being bored. Give them the opportunity to be bored. They'll play with their toys, and if they don't have toys, if they're bored with their toys or whatever, they'll go find sticks and make games out of it. They will. Trust me on that. You give them the opportunity, and they will. So don't be afraid of that kind of stuff. Be active. Don't be afraid of being bored. Don't be afraid of challenging your kids to be more active in doing things and not being bored, and just overall, don't be afraid of not having constant excitement and constant interaction and constant entertainment and something constantly coming in at you. Be at one with yourself, be peaceful, be still, and learn how to do that, and that'll help out your mental health quite a bit. Same thing with your kids. Very important. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again next week. Hope that you have a wonderful time, and until Monday, bye-bye for now.